Welcome to Edot.Gdot and Friends. My name is Elden Killian. I will be your host, and today I am presenting Don't Go Breaking My Heart. Every game ranked from February 2021. Again, that is every game that I played in the month of February of the year 2021. And we're going to go through it. We're going to have 4 different sections here. First section is going to be I Just Don't Like You. So this month is actually a little shorter than past months. I only played 14 different games this month, and my number of plays was actually fairly down, just for a variety of reasons. Didn't get played quite as much as I wanted to, but so let's go ahead and go on. I always like to do these in 4 tiers. So I have my lowest tier, next highest tier, so on and so forth. And so I have different artwork for all of them. This month I feel a little bad with doing that because my lowest ranked game this month is Robots, which is not a fantastic game. And it is definitely geared towards kids. But I played this with a couple different groups, and I don't hate it. It just gets the decrepit heart picture there because it was my lowest ranked game of this month. So in this game, if you haven't seen it, so you work cooperatively, and there's just this card, and it has a timeline kind of with different symbols on it. The person who is like the active player picks up a card, and you'll reference a number, and it will tell you what symbol you need to try to get everybody to guess that you're going to. And the clue that you're allowed to give them is you just say beep 2 times. So say beep, beep, how far along that line were those 2 beeps supposed to be in between? And then the group tries to guess what it was. And you get various number of points depending on how close or exactly you got on it. And you're just trying to get the best score you can as a team. I've played this a number of times now with a couple different groups and like age groups, and it works better with like a 6 to 8 years old. Over that, it gets kind of silly. Younger than that, and I think the game is just a little too I don't know how to describe it. It works okay. I like I said, I actually don't hate this game. But was the worst game I played this month. We'll leave it at that. So then our next section is It's Not You, It's Me. So that's how I feel about these games. And again, actually this month I don't hate any of the games. There's no hatred for any of these games. They just are what they are. But I will say this next one is Gudetama, the tricky egg card game. This is a trick-taking game. The little twist there is all the other hands are just leading up to the last hand. You don't want to win the very last hand, or else you have to keep that card, and it's worth points. So higher the number you play, the more likely you are to win, and the more points you're going to take. The game ends at 21 points. Whoever has the lowest points scores or wins the game. And it's a pretty simple trick-taking game. Works well with younger kids. It's a little. It has one trick. It's a one-trick pony. I don't know if I've entirely figured out how to exploit that trick. But I don't know if it has much more depth. I've played this a few times with a couple different groups, and it's okay. And maybe I'll find myself bringing this out more often when I with younger people, younger kids. My kids really liked the Gudetama artwork and that whole thing. They kind of know a little more about it. But as far as trick-taking games go, it's not super stellar. The depth is not great. Like I said, it just has kind of that one trick. It's not a terrible trick, but it's just one trick. Okay. Number 12 out of 14 is Medium. I was able to play this one again with some family members. This is a hoot and a riot, and it's okay. It's not gonna be my most favorite game in the world, but we had a pretty good time playing it. This is a game where you are trying to say the same word as somebody else. So you and your table partner play down a card, and then you're trying to pick a word that's in between the two words, and you try to say, you go 1, 2, 3, and try to say the same word. This last play I had of it was a little stilted. We were playing it with some younger kids, and it was tough. Like me and my wife, we were pretty in sync. The younger kids struggled with it. So yeah, I think there's a floor in the appropriate age level in playing this game. But yeah, it's number 12, medium. Number 11, sushi roll. I got my family's big fans of Sushi Go, so I got this. And when I first played it, my one daughter, who liked Sushi Go the most, was like, "Hey, I like this one more than Sushi Go." But then that same daughter, after this last play, she's like, I think I like Sushi Go better. And so like the novelty kind of wore off, and it is it's more limiting than Sushi Go. I think it looks cooler on the table. You have these little dice, and you have these little conveyor belt tokens that you get to pass around the table, and it looks cool. But there is some more randomness to the game, and which brings some uncertainty, which is kind of a two-edged sword. Gives you some chances because you can see everything that's out there and you kind of calculate stuff, but now you can re-roll dice and you can do some swapperoos and stuff like that. And anyway, I don't hate this game. It's fine. And I think for now, I think I'd still prefer to play this over Sushi Go just because I played Sushi Go so many times. And this one still has a little novelty to me. But yeah, Sushi Roll, number 11. Number 10, The Game, Quick and Easy. This was a new to me game. One of only 2 new to me games I got to play in February, which is weird because I actually bought a bunch of games in February. Just didn't get a chance to get them to table because I didn't get to play very much. But yeah, this one, I really like the game. I bring it out a lot. I played with tons of different groups. Always hits pretty well. We played this twice back to back. The first one we failed pretty miserably. The second time we won. We kind of figured out the trick. I think it is easier. It's easier to play, I guess. You know, we picked it up. The people I was playing with had both played the game, so had the concept down. This tweaks the rules just a little bit. Much smaller deck, goes pretty fast. We'll see. I think I'm definitely going to try and play this a few more times and flesh out my thoughts. But I think right now, not as good as the game. But a little change of pace isn't bad every once in a while. And that takes us to our next section. In 20 years, if neither of us have gotten married, blah, 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 blah. So these are games that are pretty good as we get into this stage. But yeah, number 9, Ohanami. I think I'm saying that right. Ohanami. And this one is by the same designer, I think, of The Game, and is kind of similar. People kind of say it's The Game, but competitive instead of cooperative. And yeah, so in this game, you can build is it 2 or 3 garden sets, and it's just a card drafting game. And you're playing them. You either have to go up or down from the number, and then the different suits score slightly differently. You play 3 rounds. Highest score. Our play was pretty interesting. I kind of went for, the way that there's like one that only scores at the end, but it kind of scores in a geometric series. So the more cards you get, you can get a bunch of more points. And the person to my right was going towards getting those blue cards, which are in the first round. They end up being worth 9 points each, and then the next round, the cumulative score, then it's 6 points, and then 3 points for all those blues. And he was getting tons of blues, but he was passing all those pinks to me, and I was, laying down all those pinks. And in the end, he had a pretty big lead going that last round, but I got just enough pinks to go over the edge. The other guy was doing his own thing, scored some points. But yeah, it was really interesting. I definitely want to play it some more. It is a pretty basic card drafting game, though, and I don't know. We'll see if it has legs. But it was interesting. I do want to play it again. Ohanami. Number 8, My City. I got a few more plays of this. Haven't quite finished it yet. I've been been playing with my son who doesn't live with me, and but we did get another series in. I think we probably have 2 more sit downs probably before we get to the whole thing. And yeah, this game it just gets better. Every little rule that adds to it makes it a little more complex game. And I mean, I'm liking it so far. I'm liking it quite a bit. Again, maybe not the greatest game in the entire world, but it serves its purpose pretty good. Anyway, number 8 this month is My City. And man, it's doing well in BGG, 7.9 in the top 700. Yeah, Reiner Knizia. Great game. Number 7, another new to me game. Like I said, 3 new to me games. This is the highest one. And so I'll talk about it. And this is the game I've had it on my shelf for a few months. Finally broke it out. Man, I had a hard time getting through the rule book coherently. But yeah, number 7, Tawatinsuyu. And this is David Tursi. Is that I think is the designer. He's been in a lot of other games that I really enjoy. And yeah, so this is like in the same series of games, like or not, maybe not a series, but kind of feel like in the same world, like Zolkin, Teotihuacan, Tekhenu, and this one, Tawatinsuyu. Those are the 4 I've played. I think there's some other games that people consider kind of in that same genre and whatever. But I played this one, and Zolkin, Teotihuacan, both of those are my top 10 games of all time. Really, really love and enjoy those games. Tekhenu was one of my best games of last year that I played, new to me last year. Tekhenu, really good. And I drugged my feet getting Tawatinsuyu. I'd heard a little bit that maybe it wasn't quite as good. And like I said, it was really hard for me to get through the rule book to really understand the game, and then the idea of like teaching it to somebody else. It just took me a while to get around to have that courage there. And once I played after the first game, I didn't feel like I understood the game. I understood it better, but it felt like it was really lacking. And I definitely didn't feel like it was as good as those other ones. But the truth is, like first time I played Zolkin, it was really confusing to me. I just kind of getting through the game, and then I played a bunch since, and the game is easier to me. Like it makes sense in my brain now. And the second time I played this game, I got to explain it again to a different friend who came and played, and it made a lot more sense. I still think there's a bunch of stuff in this game I don't fully understand, like how to unlock the secrets. But I played twice. The second game was a lot smoother for me than the first game. And because I just felt like the first time I played it, like there's a bunch of this needlessly complicated things that happen. And they were needlessly complicated, and it was like a barrier to injuries, a barrier to playing the game. But with familiarity, they're still needlessly complicated. But I just understand them happening better now. I understand the flow. I did. It's funny. I played the first game. I don't think I broke any major rules. Second time, when I explained the game, I got another game mixed up in my head. And we actually played it so it lasted maybe a little bit longer and was probably a little bit easier for us to score higher points. I don't think it changed the basics of the game. We just messed up how the end of the rounds went, and so we played a little bit longer than we needed to. But like I said, the game itself, I think, wouldn't have been impacted. Like my enjoyment, if we would have done that rule correctly, I don't think anything changes. But yeah, I don't know. I think if I play it again, I'll like it even more, and maybe it'll get better. But right now, it's definitely Zolkin, Teotihuacan, Tekhenu, maybe just a step down, and this one just a step down from Tekhenu. We'll see if I bring it out some more and play it with some people who understand the game a little better. Maybe they'll start unlocking some secrets, and I'll like it better. But yeah, number 7, and my highest new to me game this month is Tawatinsuyu. All right, we'll go to the next one. El Gaucho. I really like this game. I think as I play it more and more, this sort of happened. For a long time, I said Santiago is my favorite game of all time, but I never really played Santiago that much. It just when I did play it, I really, really enjoyed it. And then the more I got to play in it, the more I still love Santiago. I think a top 20 game of all time, something like that. And but not really my favorite. Algausha, the first few times I played this, man, I really liked it. But I ended up getting my own copy. I played it a few times, and like that little sparkle on it kind of fading just a little bit. But man, it's just a really interesting game. I still really, really like it. BGG rates at 6.8. This game is better than that, in my opinion. I think the rulebook is kind of funky. It's a weird translation, but yeah, I like this game. I got to play it again. So El Gaucho. Number 5, Raja of the Ganges. Got my own. Is it Raja or Rajas of the Ganges? I spelled this wrong. Can't really read the on my screen. Anyway, yeah, this is an interesting game. You know, Inca and Marcus Brand, they make some really cool games. I got my own copy of this, got to play it a couple times, and yeah, you know, what you do on your turn is pretty simple, but there's a lot of stuff that's going on. I am terrible at this game. I have not even gotten close to winning, but I find it interesting. Just a very interesting game. I'm not sure if I would catapult this into like my all-time favorites, but it's really good, and I would throw this down. Actually, I look forward to playing it again. I need to win this game. I need to win one time, and then I can be done with it, I guess. But yeah, Rajas of the Ganges, number 5 this month. And then here's the best games I played this month. You had me at hello. That's the crew. Got some more plays of the crew in. Man, every time I play this game, I think I like it more. I just noticed it's ranked in the top 50 on BGG. I think deserved praise. Really good game. Anyway, the crew. Quest for Planet 9. There's lots of stuff out there. It's a cooperative trick-taking game if you don't know what it is. Number 3, Feast for Odin. I got to play this game again. It's been a little while since I played it. I lost, but still had a heck of a time. This is just a really good worker placement game. Uwe Rosenberg just knocking it out of the park. Go on and on about this game. It's just so good. The polyomino aspect of it, where you're trying to get these boards and make the pieces fit, and covering things and surrounding things so you get extra bonuses. Good. Great game. Feast for Odin. My number 3 game. Number 2 game, It's a Wonderful World. Got to play this one again. Played it solo a couple times again. I just got the expansion. What's it called? Ascension and got it right here. Corruption and Ascension. Just got that out. I have not broken the shrink wrap on it yet. But I hope to get that out soon. Get some more plays. I like this game more and more. Every time I play it, it always hits the right spot. Real good. Hoping to see some stuff in the expansion. There's another expansion out called The War and Peace. I believe that's what it's called. As I looked into that game, I think it put some elements in the game, stuff I don't think I would appreciate, so I actually didn't get it. And I'm kind of a one expansion at a time. I'm kind of anti-expansion at the moment, but for a game like this, more cards, some different ways to interact with the game, I think will be interesting. Look forward to playing this one soon, or the expansion soon. But this month, my second favorite game that I played, and It's a Wonderful World. Great little engine builder. And number 1, Great Western Trail, my favorite game of all time. I got to play that. This is actually an interesting play. I was trying to learn how to use a tabletop simulator, and this was the game my friend decided to teach me on, since I know the game so well. This was interesting. The whole game, I was more like focused on how to interact with the controls of tabletop simulator, and I started off really terrible. Was not paying attention, had a terrible starting position. That was all on me. I should know better. And I was kind of regretting the whole game. And I was just convinced. I wasn't paying super close attention because I was so focused on the controls of the game. but I was sure my friend was just destroying me. And when it came down to it, it was much closer than I thought it was. He didn't score quite as many points as I thought he would. And I picked up a few late game points that closed the gap. It still lost, but I felt better that I didn't totally blow it. But yeah, no, it's such a good game. And I just realized I never put on the spread on my presentation. It's ranked like number 11 on BGG, I think. Pretty high rating. Great game. Great Western Trail. Anyway, that's it for this month. Pretty short one. Only 14 games. For a little preview on stuff I'm hoping to get to the table here in March. I just got in the mail. This one should get to the table. Abandon All Artichokes. Somebody recommended this to me on BGG, and I'd heard about it. I know it's a pretty game, but I thought I'd play that with my kids. I got Fortune. Freedom and Free is kind of an older game from the Fast Forward series. Hoping to get that to table pretty soon. What else I got? I got the Air, Land, and Sea. Got that in the mail. Got Blue Moon City, older game from Reiner Knizia. That is it. Got a pretty good deal on. Hoping to get that one to table. Viscounts of the West Kingdom. And one game I really hope I get to table this month is just got in the mail. Vladimir Suki's Praga Kaput. And looking forward to those games. Hopefully you'll hear about those next month. Hopefully I get them to table as long as I get some game days in. So anyway, have a great day, and that's it for today.
Where? I'm making a YouTube video, Bev.